Happy Friday.
Children
Leslie.
of the lawn, children of the lawn.
That's-
Happy Friday, children of the lawn.
Yeah. Happy Friday, children of the lawn. Okay.
Yes, that was Leslie West.
Yes. And it's interesting to me that, I love Leslie's voice. Wait a minute, let me get in here.
Well, Sue noticed it.
Yeah, I know. I was in the dressing room, and I wrote to her.
Ah, you were in the dressing room. That's not the bathroom.
No, it's not the bathroom. It's not even in the house. The dressing room is.
That's right. It's like, it's a little trailer
It's on the
outside.
They make me change outside.
Oh, shoot.
Like,
Oh, my
like
God.
that gig with Xander.
Oh, that's what I thought, with all the rat poo everywhere. Oh, in Inglewood.
I'm going to tell you what. I have worked with some major serious people. And Robin Xander.
He's not a diva about that kind of
No,
stuff.
he is not a diva about that kind of stuff at all. I remember when we were first talking about putting the Xander band together, and he said, well, what do you think we should call it? I said, well, call it anything you want, but the only marquee value is going to be RZB.
Yep, that's what you had to tell John,
I had to tell John the same thing.
didn't
You
wanna
make
call
up
it
all
the
these
John
cool
Interest
names.
Line.
It's just going to take more ink till people find out you're in the band and want to come because of that. But,
Yeah.
that's...
Yeah.
Anyway.
So Robin, Steve played a little festival with the Robin Xander band, and they told the promoter, we need like an RV for our dressing room because there's no
We needed a dressing room. There was a I think it was a benefit concert. Or maybe I'm getting it was up
you're getting
north in Florida.
You're thinking of the Cape Coral one.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
I don't know.
this was the hippie one in Inglewood.
Well, yeah. Anyway,
So they got them an
so they
RV.
get us. I said we need a dressing room. It's.
And Pam
For those
is
of you
there,
that don't know,
Robin's
you
wife.
send out a contract, and it's got two riders. It's got a technical rider and a personal rider. So the technical rider says we need, so much light and so much sound and so much stuff, and 3 of these and 4 of these, and blah, mostly tech stuff. And then on the personal rider, it starts off with a locked and secured dressing room, so that our tour manager, right? But basically what it is they have to give us a room, at least one, that we can be secure in and leave our stuff in there and so on and so forth.
And change your clothes.
Right, and change your clothes and let Robin scream. And
That's how it warms up.
and so they said, I think we got there in the afternoon. We didn't go to the dressing room until after sound check, and the sun, I think, was starting to go down by then.
Oh,
right?
God. I wasn't there. I didn't go.
Oh, you didn't go?
No, I did
You went
not
to the
go.
other one. You went to the Cape Coral.
Because it was you, Larry, and Mark drove from here.
And it was like homeless people, no disrespect, found an RV to live in.
It was not clean.
There were rat holes chewed in the cabinets. There was rat evidence
rat
all
poop,
over the place.
Rat poop. Like, Steve didn't
And
even
I
want
looked
to
at
sit
Xander.
down.
I looked at Xander, and he's like, he throws his stuff down.
He's a trooper that way.
Done this a million times. You haven't had the rat trailer before, Steve? No, man. I've had everything else rat, but no rat trailer. So
Gail says Starbucks coffee for Robin. What does that mean?
Well, I
He
guess
had to have Starbucks coffee?
he had to have coffee.
I remember
He liked having coffee. I remember he liked
Stella
coffee.
Artois.
Yeah, but he mixed
And he drank Merlot. He told us about
Bailey's in the coffee, right?
Yes, that's right.
How many
Bailey's
bottles of
and
that
coffee.
do we still have?
John
hanging
used to
around here?
mix Remy in his coffee.
A little different breed.
Right.
Yeah.
And Robin used to drink the Sterling Merlot, and there's 2 different
The
labels.
round label and the square label.
Nope, a rectangular and a square.
Oh.
And he told me which one was the better one, and I bought the better one, and I forgot what it was, but he was right. Gail
So,
said, "How dare they treat you like that? How
Right.
about them treating Robert Zander like that?"
well, it was. I mean, look, that's.
And his daughter was there, little Robin Sailor. How dare them?
Oh yeah. Well, I'll tell you what the weird one was when we went up after Superstorm Sandy,
Right.
because
The Brighton Bar.
we had no place to stay and we couldn't hang out in the, and we got that one motel room and everybody's hanging out in there. It's like,
Right.
I mean, it felt like, wow, where's the U-Haul?
Thank you, Kitty.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
they're not working. They're not working.
Yeah, his star button isn't working, but
I
I'm
don't
hitting
know. Oh, well, there it is. Look.
That's
And here we go. There's another one. And can I get a third? Can I get, nope, can't. Oh, well.
And how about our guest last night, TJ?
Yeah, how about
McGann?
TJ
He was
McGann?
great.
Yeah, he was great.
Oh, we got Kitty Evans in the house. Hey, Kenny.
Shout out.
Yeah, haven't seen you in here in a while.
Yeah, but he's back now. So, the track up in the front, I played you the 4 tracks that I did with Bryn Calloran, and I'm really looking forward. Oh, I got all kinds of music news for you. I'm looking forward, once I finish the Entwistle project, which officially really truly begins tomorrow, because guess what showed up today?
Vader's Dat Machine. Vader, our hero. That's your parade, Vader.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
That's what you get.
Thanks, Vader.
I haven't opened it yet, and most DAT machines are like, rack size.
This is like,
Well, no, it's just he's probably
it's
got,
in a very big box.
It's. I think he. If you don't have stock in bubble wrap, you should get it, because I think he wrapped this thing in about like when we came home from England with the guns.
Oh my God.
Came home.
They
from
were
England.
like, ancient guns.
They were. Well, they still
That
are.
you would like
ancient
put like
guns.
not real bullets in, and
Well, what do you mean not real bullets? Ancient guns with not real bullets?
Well, you
they
put,
were
like,
world.
tiny
Listen,
cannonballs.
I'm going to give the what?
like little tiny cannonballs. Didn't you tell me that's what it shot? Little round balls.
Yes, it's called percussion cap and ball.
There you
It's
go.
a
That's
little
not
round
a
ball.
bullet. That's not a bullet.
No, it's not a bullet. But
And John gave them to Steve.
yeah, he gave me a.
He had like a whole gun room.
set of Colt Dragoons, if anybody knows what that is. Colt, and so, a Navy Colt and a Remington something else, all from the Civil War. And I'm like, okay.
Musket ball, Gail said? Is it a musket ball? No.
No.
not a
It's
musket
called
ball.
percussion cap and ball. What it is, I'll show you. Show and tell. I'll show you at some point. They're
Tim McCullen says powder shot.
well, no. It's a. I guess you're not allowed to have all of the pieces in the same place. Not allowed to have the ball, and the gun, and the percussion cap, because it wasn't. I guess you had to put powder in a thing. Do you want to grab the big one?
They're all guessing now. Mark Visconti, black powder. Tim.
It is black powder,
Flintlock.
but it's no.
Anyway, John had
Flintlock
these hanging
is
on the wall.
flintlock is
Gun
usually a rifle. It's a long gun.
I'll get it.
These
I'm
are-
only bringing one. I'm not
Just bring the
bringing
big one.
the big one.
Yeah, the big.
All right.
Oh, well, guess who's here? Yeah, just bring the big dragoon. Oh, speaking of the big dragoon, she'll be back in about. Hey, Dr. Klakos.
There we are.
Here
Hey,
we
I got a question for you.
Okay.
All right. Now with Remy or any of your other dogs, when they got sick or anything like that, and you had to give them a pill.
Yeah. Oh, Lord, yeah. Lori's the one to ask, but yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Hey, Booker.
Oh, hello.
Hey. All right.
Play loud and prosper.
I'm gonna get my gun.
Okay, here comes Eminem. Go ahead. I'm
gonna
sorry.
Get my gun.
Yeah.
Ah.
Oh Jesus!
That's
I'm just finishing up an old story.
It's
So-
a real.
Wait,
It's
go ahead.
fun. It doesn't work. It shoots balls.
First of all, let me tell you the good news is the DAP machine, a DAP machine showed up today.
Okay. Anyway.
So we were talking about bubble wrap. Hey Joe, and I said it
I
must
know.
be wrapped the same way that when we brought the guns back from England, and this started a little query in the room.
Wait. Wait, I missed something when I went to get the gun. Hide the pill in cheese. They sell treats for
No,
pills.
that's Angus wants to talk about giving pills to his dog, but
I just shut
so
down his
all right,
throat.
boys and girls, this is one of the two Colt Dragoons, and it's all engraved and it's blah 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 blah. But what it is
It's from the Civil
here.
War.
It's from the Civil War. Here you put the little cap on there. And
It's
then
heavy,
you
very
pour
heavy.
the powder in here, and you put the ball in there, and then it's got this thing, and it packs it down.
And
So-
it weighs like
and
5 pounds.
you can load whatever. You can put as many percussion caps on it as it'll take, but you still have to load the ball every time and push the thing down. And I
That's
don't
how
know
they did
how
it in the
heavy
olden
this is,
days.
but I flew into Newark with this wrapped
From
in
England.
bubble wrap from
we had
England,
4 of them. They look like body parts.
and there was this.
We had to go through customs with it. In
Yeah, I had to go
England.
through customs. Hey.
Hey,
I had to go through customs with it, and this customs guard, big woman, says, "What is this?" And I said, "Guns."
Yes.
And she said, "What?" And I said, she goes, "Hold it for me." And I mean, I'm telling you the thing. You saw how big that is,
There was
and it's
4 of them.
wrapped in. I mean, in more bubble wrap than you can imagine, and tape around.
Now,
it,
this
right?
is the first time we had flown internationally.
Yeah,
and
this is the
gone
first
to
time we came
John's
back.
house.
Anyway, so long story short, she takes the this was in 1988. She takes a razor knife and cuts the back of the bubble wrap open, and she opens it up and she sees the butt of the gun in there. She reaches her hand in there and she pulls it out and she goes, "Oh, all you're gonna do with this is break your foot." And so Angus, you had a dog question.
Wait, I gotta say hello to the peeps. Hey,
Oh.
Angus.
Yeah.
Hey, Booker. Hey, Joe. Hey,
Hey,
Tom.
Lori.
Hey, Lori, how are you?
Lori.
Joe, Tom,
Lori.
Lenny, Booker.
Hi, everybody. Hey, Tom.
Happy Friday.
Today
Joe.
because I'm going to a birthday party in a little bit.
Oh, whose birthday?
Who's Mike Ciro, Corey's guitar player?
Oh, well, wish him a happy birthday from
Yes,
us.
and your gig sounded great. We saw the
Yeah.
the little
Yeah, we saw. I guess it was
put on-
Benny made a recording, or somebody did. Say it was
Yeah.
great.
Well, I'm going to tell you something about that gig. It was the first gig I've done since the initial lockdown that felt normal.
Really?
It
Wow.
felt normal. It felt like business as usual.
Well, Benny said it was sold out.
Wow. Yeah, Benny said it was sold out.
Yeah, it was a lot of people in there.
And Corey sporting the colorful sky piece.
And the jacket he was wearing that jacket, and then there was the other pattern. And when he turned around toward me, I said, "Wow, you're live strobing."
Wow.
It was like,
Live strobing.
it was like this live strobing. It was like I couldn't look.
Yeah, well, I heard that. I heard that.
Yeah, but Benny's band was ridiculous.
Really? Who's placing
Yeah,
that?
yeah. He had Gene Perez playing bass. He had
Gene.
Brian Dunn on drums from Hall & Oates.
Oh, of course, yes.
Yeah, Daryl Hall's drum. And he had Emma Dean Rivera playing percussion. He had Mike playing guitar. He had Tommy Bowes singing backgrounds with Ada Dyer. So when they sang background vocals, of course, they sounded like 10 people.
Yeah. I tell you what, I remember playing with Mike Ciro at China Club, and and Benny as well. All those guys at Spodiotes. Did you ever go to any of those things, Booker?
I went to Spodiote, like me and Grant Green used to hang out together. We used to go there and we hang out upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
By the pool table.
Yeah. Yeah.
At Spody's?
Yeah, it's Spodiotes.
Isn't it upstairs? Oh, you mean
Yeah,
you would go through that alleyway? Yeah. The VIP
Yeah, where
section.
Jerry's office was and all that shit.
Yep, by the pool table. That was the best place to be in that club.
Yeah, I mean, I remember it used to get nuts up there. I went up there, and you remember when the pool table's in the middle of the room?
Mm-hmm.
And Judd Nelson is up there. Do you know
The actor?
Judd
Yeah, I know.
from Breakfast Club? And we've been friends, had been friends for a while up to that point. His sister wound up doing some entertainment law for me. Great girl.
Yeah, his parents are both lawyers
Yeah,
too.
so it's, you're in good entertainment. Got it. So Judd's up there and he says, Luongo, you want to play some pool? I said, yeah, man, rack 'em up. So he racks them up and he said, how much we playing for? I said, well, whatever. And he said, whatever. He said, all right, decide after the break. And he broke these frickin' balls. I felt like I was watching The Color of Money, right?
It's like, uh-oh.
And I was like, I'm not putting any money on this table, right? Then he proceeds to take his turn, and he's the worst frickin' pool player I've ever seen in my life. I should have bet him $1,000. And I said, what's up with this? And he went, actor.
You knew how to break. That was it.
He played his scene. The scene is break the
Break the
balls
ball.
and scare the other player.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in character. Blam! And at that point, Christopher Walken, who was in the little room off where the pool is, comes out and he goes, "Hey, God, crazy, crazy, guys."
He was nice, but very
He
strange.
was great, but boy, he was.
I tell you who else was strange.
Guys.
Timothy Hutton. He was in the office at the China Club.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't think he was strange, but he was strange.
Yeah, because he plays normal people in the movies. That's why.
Hey there, Andy.
Yeah, hey, Andy.
Hey, Andy.
Hey,
How you doing?
how are you, Andy?
Oh, gig tonight.
Good.
I'm off to bail early because I have a Zoom interview for Charlie Dickinson.
Fairly ridiculous.
Huh.
Yes.
Fuckers leaving
We all
early
call it
too.
that, huh?
So next, so
Who said that? Is that from Caddyshack?
what? Fairly ridiculous?
Yeah, who's?
No, I've always known it as fairly ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'll look it up. But anyway, so you're doing a Zoom meeting for what?
I'm doing a Zoom interview for one of their radio shows.
Ah.
Oh well, tell them that you're a regular featured player on our little gathering.
That's right.
Actually, I remember seeing the Good Rats there. That's fairly ridiculous.
Yeah,
Which fairly? I'm pretty sure we played there.
Madison.
in Madison, on the Madison campus.
Right, because
Yeah,
there's
Madison
Teaneck.
campus. Yeah.
I like Tom's background.
Yeah, what's up with that? Where are you, Tom?
At home.
It's my spaceship.
That's just the
I
background.
recognize. I just don't know where you are.
It's a background.
It's Hollywood Bowl actually.
Oh.
This was 2008, the Donna Summer crayon store.
Wow.
Wow.
That is very cool.
She was very pissed at that look.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah. She like the call came on the radio, and I had to get a whole lighting guy and say, "Hey, she's pissed. It was too bright for her."
Yeah, well, it's not
Well, it's a
disco
little
looking.
primary, and
It looks more hippie than disco.
yeah, it looks more like for Pink
Hey,
Floyd.
Mousy in the house.
Mousy in the house.
Nothing in the house.
She hated bright light, but it actually fit the whole crayon motif. There's boxes of crayons on the stage and everything. So
And I'm sure there's some LD somewhere going, man, I worked so hard on this all day. What's wrong with her? And she the bitch.
Well, the whole crew was like, "Oh man, that look was so great."
Yeah, well, not
Yeah.
for Donna Summer.
Yeah, no, it's cool. What? Nostradamus Summer?
Not for Donna Summer.
Not
for Donna.
You see, that's how it's happening here. I thought she
Nostradamus.
Summer
There you go.
instead of not for Donna Summer.
Not.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh, everybody's got the night off?
Yeah,
Yeah, so far.
except Rich Verge.
oh, wait a minute.
Where
I
is
don't know. I don't know if I sent them the link again. Let me see.
You have to send it every week?
Well, you know what?
Oh, here's a twofer.
I pretty much do. Yeah.
TJ making the trip from
There we go.
Did you catch TJ last night?
Key West in
He's
the
from
house.
Key West.
I
Yeah.
did.
There he was. He was great.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey,
PJ.
Hey,
And Pearl.
girl.
Pearl had a minor walk today because we came back to do the show.
Oh, thank you,
Well, we're
Pearl.
happy to have you, man. What do we have in the background tonight there?
Same thing.
It was
Oh,
a Fender
Oh,
neck.
different guitar.
Yeah,
Listen, guys. This is one of the most awesome guitars for the money that you can buy. It's the first endorsement that I got in '98. It's an Aria Pro, but it's an Aria. It's designed in Spain, made in Japan. So I'm like this guy at first NAM or second NAM show, and they come up and the guy goes, "Yeah, we'll give you a player's endorsement," and I'm like, "Really?" And it's an incredible. And this is old strings. These are about a year old, but I just came across this. I like it because it's a thin body.
nice. Yeah, it's nice.
And I pulled out the old Fishman pickup, and I got a sound port here, so I hear it's a great acoustic sound port for you to hear. And
Oh wow, yeah, that must be.
yeah. So and then I put in an RMC pickup, a Richard McClish pickup, and then I put in an LR Bags pickup, and then I took them out and I put them in something else, but I'm going to put another one in, another LR Bags.
Cool. Well, TJ, say hello to Booker King and
How you
Lenny
doing?
Kotke, Tom Heinisch, Joe Castelli, Andy,
Hey, guys.
Angus,
We have
Yes.
Angus on tonight.
DJ.
Mousy. Who am I forgetting? Lori.
Yes. Hi,
Hi,
TJ.
Lori.
Okay, so you got like how many? 3 bass players in the room.
Okay.
Andy, what do you play?
What?
What does Andy play? Guitar?
Andy's a bass player.
Andy plays guitar.
Oh, 3
He plays
guitar
bass. Andy's a bass
4
player.
bass players.
Behind
Uh
me.
oh.
I
And-
changed
and-
the last time I changed the strings on that were in 1999.
Wow.
I change strings every 3
Don't
weeks.
do that.
No more, or the drummer gets it.
Where can you buy the balls for that?
I hate changing strings, especially on a nylon, because there is a correct way to put on strings on a nylon, and it takes 20 minutes to do it right with a pair of hemostats, because my fingers don't work like they used to. I mean, so that the strings don't slip. There is
But
a correct
you just
way.
happen to have the hemostats hanging around, right? I mean,
Yeah, they're over there.
Yep.
So, Mousy, what do
Yo,
you play?
baby.
What's Verge on again?
Mousy is front
I'm an
of
audio
house,
engineer.
extraordinary light and sound person.
Oh, fantastic.
And Tom as well. And Joe is a bass player, sound man. Andy, as I said wrong, was a bass player. Booker is a bass player as well. Lenny,
Bass player
a
and
bass
sound man.
player. Angus, bass player.
And where's Joe from? He looks awful familiar. Did I see his picture in the post office? Joe, where are you from?
New Jersey.
Oh, my condolences.
Oh, you got a lot of New Jersey in here tonight.
Yeah, watch
Yeah.
it.
Even Jeff is up here
Anyone
now.
not from Key West gets my condolences. But you look awful familiar, Joe.
We saw Jeff at his mother's Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff.
At his mother's
Yeah,
birthday
Jeff.
party.
Yeah,
Oh.
I went out to dinner with he and Judith 2 nights ago, I think, or whatever. We met up for a drink.
Were you there for the Halloween thing?
Yes, yes.
We just watched that today
She
because
came
we had
in
to be
after
sure.
Judith.
Yeah.
Did you see Judith's thing? Where she?
Yes.
Whatever you're doing, stop it right now.
I just texted him to see if he's coming out, and they were actually going to go home sooner, but the weather is so insane. It was here last night, so they said they were putting it off a day. So he may be on the road. I just texted him to see.
Oh.
Oh, he said, look, Jeff, still here, departing tomorrow. Is there something going on?
Nah. Do.
Oh, maybe he wants to go out.
Yeah, maybe he wants to go out. See a
Tell him
band.
we said whatever he's doing, stop it right now.
Yeah, tell him
that's
whatever
right.
he's doing,
Whatever-
stop it right now.
We need to have her on.
Yeah, we have to have her on.
Oh, she's great. She's
Is she
awesome.
funny?
Yeah, she's hilarious.
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
She's hilarious. And when Jeff came over, I said to him, look, bro, get down to my basement here. I am not exaggerating. When I have like 30 symbols of various sizes and things, I said, see if there's anything you want to use. So he comes down and he's picking up symbols. And then I said to him, I go, dude, there's a couple of octagons there that I bought for Ziggy that he never used. So I said, do you want them? He's like, are you kidding? And Judith is like, are you kidding? So he took some octagons, he took a bunch of symbols. I loaded it up with a bunch of drumsticks, and I said, and come back to Mousie's House of Percussion whenever you're in town. I have so much stuff I got to get rid of. I'm actually have a lot of stuff in a storage unit from my former partner who passed away, and I'm going to I'm going to call Christian McBride this week. He's like in the next town over, and he has this thing that's so cool. It's called Jazz House Kids, and it's getting instruments and music to kids, that need them and can't really maybe afford them. But this is not like bullshit School of Rock stuff. This is hardcore. Like, these kids are players, and they go on, like, they play, at all of these local, big time events, and they're incredible. They're just incredible. They take it so seriously. And Christian gives so much time to it, and so does his wife. She had even a shop in Montclair that was all like handmade things. All the money that was like profits went to this thing. So, because of the pandemic, like everything else.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, well, you know what? There's a lot of stuff I could get rid of. And hopefully somebody could use, like, I have entire drum kits. And not to mention, I don't know what I'm going to do. I have a million like old school dinosaur Crest power amps and everything under the sun. Castelli, maybe you should bring a truck and get down here. Somebody said to me the other day, he goes, that shit's like worth something now, because people are kind of like leaning back towards analog. And besides that, with supply issues, you can't get anything new.
Yeah.
So, folks, I
don't want anything new.
Booker.
Booker's got a bail.
I got to
Booker.
go. I'll see you guys next week.
Hey, man, we'll see you next week. Happy birthday. Say happy birthday for
bye,
us.
Booker.
Definitely will
Happy
do
birthday.
that. Take care, babe.
Okay.
Everyone.
There we go.
All right. Jeff says, oh yeah, I've been busy. I'm with mom. Please send my greetings to everyone.
Oh,
Greetings
no,
from
no,
Jeff
no, no,
Recycle.
no, no, Jeff.
Well, some
Have
Dave.
yourself mom on the show.
We have Dave Hassert watching the show, and he ran into Jeff and his family
At
last night.
Mario's. I saw that.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing about New Jersey. Everybody literally does know everyone else from New Jersey. And I also know Dave from because he works on the cardiology circuit like I did. So he was like a cath technician at a couple of the hospitals in the area. And when I was coming out of getting the infamous brand new still bandaged pacemaker, and the other day he's like, oh, I didn't know you were there. My son, Dr. Prakash, who's my doctor, just left where my son is at a St. Joe's. So yeah, it's like a whole nother weird thing.
How's your new rack mount thing going?
Pretty good.
Half rack.
Yeah, so far so good. It was a little nuts because I'm a tad hyper. So I made them tap it down a little bit because my heart rate was going insane. And other than that, since it's National Drink Wine Day today, in case no one knew this.
I did not know this.
Oh, well, what are you, communists?
Considering it, no. No, I didn't know that.
Well, it is. So, I don't want to be unpatriotic, so I did have a glass of wine.
How do you find this stuff out?
Who makes these days? I mean, there's a different day every day.
I don't know who decreed that one, but to me, it's way cooler than like Grandparents' Day or something. I'm way on board with National Drink Wine Day.
But every day, but all of a sudden, now, I mean, and who's responsible for this?
Chocolate
All of a
chip
sudden,
cookie
out
day.
of nowhere, every day
There's something.
has a celebration attached to
Who
it.
makes this up?
Where does this come? Is this a White House thing? I don't want to get political. Is this, the Romans involved in this? I mean, what is it?
I don't know. What do you think, Castelli? You think it's like rare earth? I just want to celebrate another day kind of thing?
Yeah, is that what it is?
Yeah. Hey,
I don't know. I was looking it up. I was just looking it up.
Of course, the librarian was looking it up. But wait, Joe, I have something to show you. Look, everyone.
Gumby.
I want that black
Gumby.
Oh my God. She's got
Joe,
a little Gumby.
Here's tiny Gumby, and here's Pokey. Gumby can talk, but Pokey can't. You know why, Joe? Because he's a little horse. Totally out dad joke, you motherfucker. Look at that.
But you don't have a black Gumby.
Wow.
You wanted a black Gumby.
Wow. So Lenny...
Wait, Carrie Ash used to have a Gumby guitar.
What?
Carrie Ash used to have a Gumby guitar.
Was it
Who made it?
Who made it, Carrie?
Art Clokey?
Lenny.
Long time to make.
Look at that thing.
What? Oh, wow.
Wow, look
You're
at
bringing
that.
weapons to the game now?
Oh, that was
hell yeah.
No, Steve.
Oh, no, I was telling a story about bringing big guns through. And I'm sorry, I'm talking, you put it down in there. You don't put it in there, guys. You put the cap in the back, and you drop the little ball in here. You put the powder in there, drop the ball in there, revolve it, press it down with this frickin' thing, and boom. So you put all the caps on. But gotta keep new balls. Oh no! You can load all the. I don't fire the thing.
Dude, you're like waving this gun in front of your face. You're making me really nervous.
It's like from the Civil War. It won't shoot bullets.
It's an 1863 Colt Dragoon.
Yeah, John gave it.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Almost as old as me then.
Almost. and talk about analog, man. It doesn't get more analog than that.
The lady in customs said, all you're going to do with this thing is break your foot.
Yeah. So, Andy, what time do you have to bail? I just don't want to run you over.
Yeah.
7:45.
Oh, okay. Cool.
All right.
You're stuck for a while.
Some people don't like images of guns, Stephen.
Well, yeah, but you know what?
It's gone. It's gone.
I'm going to get my gun.
Oh, God.
I actually have a great BB gun story.
A gun story?
That I told Carrie last night. She laughed her ass off.
Tell us.
You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try to make it fast. I was on 360 milligrams of morphine, 15 Percocet, 80 milligrams of Valium, sleeping pills, antidepressants every day for 19 years. So I lived in Connecticut and I came down to New York and I had my stash with me and I went to my doctor and he gave me this stash. So I had like 3,000 morphine, Valium, and I had them from the factory jars. So they weren't the little ones you get at the pharmacy. They were big and they said methadone and they said Percocet and they said morphine. I was on methadone too, for pain, all this pain. So I go into Sam Ash Music Store in Hempstead and I walk in, I'm looking around and I'm leaving and the kid says to me, excuse me, I got to check your bag on the way out. And I'm like, oh, no, I didn't steal anything. He goes, yeah, I know. I go, I didn't even open the bag. He goes, I know, but I got to check your bag. And I go, listen, you're going to look in the bag and you're going to be really, really surprised, but everything is legal. So,
Wow.
the kid opens the bag and he sees 3,000 hits of morphine, Percodan, some methadone, and he sees 3 high-powered CO2 Beretta pistols in the bottom of my bag. And in the old days, they looked like real guns. They didn't have the orange tip. So he opens the bag and he goes, okay, have a nice day. So, great. I'm walking to the Hempstead bus terminal Friday afternoon, 4:30. Everyone just got paid. It's the busiest bus terminal on Long Island. I come around the back end. There's usually 20 buses there. There's no buses. And I walk in and I look behind the window of a storefront and I see 3 undercover cops. And I see 2 in an unmarked car across the street. So I walk into the terminal, there's no buses. All of a sudden, 4 cop cars come jumping the curb and they come pulling up to me and they all grab me and throw me against this big glass, a pane of glass in front of a coffee shop. And I'm paralyzed and I have one arm and my face is against the glass with people on the
Oh, perfect.
What?
other side having coffee and donuts. So then they dragged me down to the police station and kept me there for about 3.5 hours.
The
But
kid
that's
from
the story.
The
What's
kid
that?
from Sam Ash
The
rat
kid
you
from
out?
say you froze for a minute. The kid from Sam Ash, right? You were up against the glass and then you froze.
How did the cops know about this?
The kid at Sam Ash called the cops.
Oh my gosh!
But
This
I
video
had 3
musician-
guns. They look like real guns. So
Oh,
I had
man.
my face against the glass plane, and it was a coffee shop, and there's people on the other side having coffee and donuts, looking at my face, smushed against the.
Yeah.
So I said to the cops, I said, listen, they're all legal. And the cops come back like 3 hours later and said, we talked to your doctor. You're a lucky son of a bitch. They're all legal. And he gives me the bag and I go, hey, where's my guns? And the cops go, you're not getting those guns back. I go, I want my guns back. He goes, if you don't get out of here, we're sending you to Willowbrook, the mental institution. Now get the F out of here. That
Well,
was my guns. But it was
Now I know. Listen, I know you've been sober for a while now, TJ, right? And I also know that you live in the Keys, right?
yeah.
I heard this, and this goes through the whole room. I mean, just when you think that you don't have a world effect on the world, the fish.
Yeah, we just heard this.
The fish. They sampled bonefish. What is that big silver long bonefish?
Yeah.
They sampled them from one end of Florida to the other, and they were testing them to see what things were in their system. And he said there's 54 identifiable prescriptions from human beings that they've absorbed so much, and they've absorbed so much antidepressants that they don't worry about predators. They're just kind of hanging around.
Yes.
What?
Wow, really?
Yeah,
And they're addicted to the pills.
And it's from the sewer system because it doesn't filter
it's from the
out
sewer.
the pharmaceuticals.
It doesn't filter out the pharmaceuticals from the water.
Yeah.
Back in the old days, they used to drop red dye in some of the hotels, and you could see it on the beach. But they've cleaned that up, supposedly. They got rid of that
follow
sewage
like
leak.
where the
But-
path of the water went to.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They
So they
put
could
a red
trace it.
dye in there, and they would find the dye. So there must have been leaks in the sewer systems. I heard stories years ago that there was a pipe that just went out, but I'm not sure how true that is. About 22 years ago. But yeah, that's believable, because
it's. I mean,
Totally.
they looked at them for I think 104 different compounds, and they found 54 of the compounds that they found were human pharmaceuticals.
Some college, kid doing
I try not to dump anything in the toilet like that.
No, it's not from dumping.
Really? What do? You go in a bag?
It's from peeing and pooing.
That's
I just
what
try to say. I just put everything in the
Oh,
garbage.
so it's
No.
It's from the
It's
sewer.
from human. It's from.
human
I
waste
know,
that has.
I know, but if I have-
okay,
If I have an old pill or something,
Yeah.
container, Tylenol or something. I never put it in the
Yeah,
toilet.
I
I
don't
put it in the
either.
garbage can.
Yeah, no, we don't. But
Yeah.
but this is just, you know,
Yeah.
this is your free gift.
Bonus.
Yeah. Do you know about
What?
those bonefish? Anybody?
Yeah.
Can you eat those
Yeah.
things?
Do you eat the bonefish?
They're
Yeah.
supposedly just a great fighting fish.
Ah.
You know,
So
they're
they're not-
supposedly one of the great fighting fishes down here.
So
With the
you don't
tarpon.
eat them.
Well, don't bet on them next fight because they're all stoned now.
They're like, we don't want to fight. We just want to love.
Yo, give me another
Are
bone,
they
fish.
bottom feeders or something?
No, they're not bottom feeders.
Why?
They're
why
like
are they
tarpon
the
looking
ones that are
things.
getting-
Yeah.
Like tarpon.
A lot of them are in the back country in the flats where maybe it's 2-3 foot of water.
Shallow.
A lot of
Yeah,
them
they
are.
just
okay.
tested that species to see. You know, I mean, there's other ones
Yeah.
there.
That blew our minds.
Yeah.
Wait until I go to the manatee. Those things are probably really stoned because they drink out of
Red
people's
dog.
Why do you think they
backyards.
look like that?
If you eat them, you'll get wasted.
Well, yeah, but that's talk
Poor
about.
manatees, man.
Yeah, the manatees are having a rough
They're
time.
starving to death.
You know, we
Can't
have
see
a.
it. There it is.
There you go.
Bonefish.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Oh,
Angus.
you know,
I get
That's
to
that
laugh
bone,
at that.
fish.
You know, I was about 4 months ago. I went outside. I have a 300-foot beach in the front yard, and I heard this big, huge bass sound of a splash. I mean, really deep sound. And I came around the bush and I saw the head of a 5-foot crocodile. Boom! Just the back of his head. Boom! Into the water, and it was so bright the sun I couldn't follow his path. But he just swam away. None of my neighbors believed me. And then the Florida Environmental Life, they found they found him down the canal swimming around, and I think they kind of come and take him out. But yeah, but they don't mess with people. They're afraid of everyone down here.
Yeah.
No, especially the bonefish because they're stoned and they're crazy.
You never know what they're
The
going to
bonefish
do.
are
You
disappearing.
don't know what they're gonna do,
They got
and
nothing
you
to
know.
lose.
Well, I'll tell you. Have I told my alligator story to the room?
no.
I haven't heard
Wait a
it.
minute.
Oh God! Don't
You have
tell
an
it.
Get
alligator
ready,
story?
Lenny.
Something tells me this is going to be a crock.
Oh, but I think
Very
much,
Joe.
Andy's trying to bail. I think.
Andy, you going?
Thank you
Andy,
very much,
bye.
Joe.
No
I love
gloom,
that
no
shit.
gloom, no gloom, no gloom.
Thanks, Andy.
Steve, are you listening to me?
Yeah, I'm
Bye,
listening.
Andy.
Take care, Andy.
Bye,
You're
Andy. Have a
muted.
good
Oh,
week.
take care.
Am I still muted?
There you go.
Have a good interview.
Is it gone?
You know, I
Bye,
want
Andy.
this interview, promote the new record, and
Cool.
happy belated birthday to Angus. I missed you last week.
That's all right, man.
And Lenny.
And Lenny.
Thank you.
Same day, Lenny.
Hey,
Same day.
Lenny.
What's that?
All right, cool. I'll see you guys later.
All right, see you later, Andy.
Bye-bye, Andy.
Bye.
Oh,
Did Lenny
okay.
say, what's that?
What?
When we
Yeah,
said
he said, what's
Lenny-
that?
Lenny
What's
said,
that?
What's that?
What's that?
Oh, TJ.
Yes.
Some of our viewers last night noticed that you had the zebra motif behind you, and they wanted to know if you were a fan of the band Zebra or you just had a zebra motif.
Well, you know, that's like Pearl's towel. But I am a fan of Zebra. It was such, you know, it was like Rat Race Choir. It was part of my my influences growing up. They were fantastic. No, that's just a really cool towel that I got. I use it for Pearl a lot.
Yeah, it is very cool.
Wow, it's nice.
It is nice.
Yeah. And
And
Pearl
it goes nicely with the palm frond motif.
Yeah.
And it's very really.
Nice.
and Pearl really digs it. She likes that zebra print. You know, drives her nuts.
Yeah,
Feels like
there
she's
you
out in the
go.
wild.
She feels like she's in the
Yeah.
jungle.
So anybody got gigs coming up? Anybody?
I
Aren't we,
do,
aren't we
I
going to
do,
hear
but not
the
for 2
alligator
weeks.
story?
No.
Oh, do you want that? The alley. It's kind of all right. I'll tell it real quick, and I'll tell it kind of gentle. For what was it? My birthday.
Yeah.
For my birthday, we're in Slidell, Louisiana.
That's where I'm from.
That's where she's
Oh.
from. And my father-in-law decides that for my birthday, he's going to send me out with Mr. Joe Billiot, who is the Louisiana Game and Fishing Alligator Sheriff. I don't know what it is. And
Well, no,
he's got it. He is the guy who keeps the alligator, makes sure that the population is right, and takes what he needs to take, and whatever. He's the guy. But he's like from, he's from one of these coon ass guys, and he's got all these bite marks all over his arm. And I'm like,
Yeah, he did.
and so my father-in-law's father drives us to like this trailer park. It's like a trailer
Way
park.
out in like the bayou.
Way out in the bayou by the Pearl River. And
Yeah.
and he says, all right, well, I know how long it's going to be, so I'll pick you up later. And he leaves. And now we're here with Mr. Joe. And Mr. Joe says, well, come on down this way. We're going to get out there, and I'm just going to go check the traps. We can see if anything out there. And I said, going to check the traps. Okay. We've got the video camera. I mean, how in frickin' New York am I?
The water is
with a
like
battery,
coffee color.
a VHS with a camera and a thing. And I'm ready to. And so we're in this like a 12-foot flat bottom skiff with a 1.5 horsepower motor on it. And we're going through water that looks like black coffee. And we're going it down rows of, there's reeds and whatever the grows out there is up so tall that you can't see anything.
Yeah. You were like, there was like a maze.
It was, and it's like a mat. I don't know what it is like, but so I said, how big is the boat? How big is the real boat? He says, well, what do you mean? Because I'm figuring we're going to like the harpoon boat, right? I figured, we're going to go down to Pearl River, get on the harpoon boat, and
now,
start
Steve
taking
and I
out.
are not hunters. We love all
so I don't know
animals.
anything about this stuff, right? And he says, no, this is the boat we're going to use. We're going to go checking the traps. I said, you set traps? What is the traps? He said, well, you take a chicken wing and you gotta put it on a shark hook and hang it off a tree about 6 inches out the water. If it gets in the water, the garfish gonna get it. So you can't let that out. It's gotta be like 3 to 6 inches out of the water. He said, and then the alligator, he gonna go come up and get it, and he's gonna go down. And I said, what's the biggest alligator that you ever saw out here? He said, 13 feet. I said, how big is this boat? He said, 12 feet. I said, so we're going to just go looking for these pieces of string, and if they're down in the water, we're going to pull them up and see who's down there. Pissed off all night.
You need a bigger boat.
I mean, it's like, and man,
It was not fun.
It was not. Happy birthday, thank you.
And then my brother,
then the rest of the treatment was, now I have to go to her brother, who just happens to be the sheriff of the frickin' parish. Says, well, come on, we're going to take you out and put you, let you ride a horse. And they put me on this confiscated horse from the King Ranch that's like, the horse's name is like Rocket Mad Dog or some shit. And they whack him on the ass, and they're running through the grass. It's like this tall, and I'm saying, I hope you know where you're going. And I'm hanging on for dear life.
Yeah, because my brother and my father were
from
still
the jungle.
Yeah, they were still fighting the Civil War.
Yeah, they still. Yeah, well.
And Steve was a Yankee.
Yeah, I was a Yankee, and boy, I got the frickin' treatment, man. I had to go out on the airboat, and they fly through ducks, and the ducks are banging off, and she's screaming. I had to take, the rebel test, and I took it. And
You took the rebel test.
I took the rebel test, all right. Eat this.
Ride this.
Try some of this. Hold on to this thing. Grab him. Grab nothing.
You passed the test now. Get out of here.
What's your phone making those noises?
Steve, since we're talking about guns and horses, you want to hear a gun and horse story with the Canadian Mounties?
Yeah.
Oh.
I go to Expo 67. I don't know. I'm a little kid. I'm like 8 or 9 years old. And I'm standing, there's a big pond, and there's like this big pavement around the pond. And I'm standing on this little bench, minding my own business, and my family's on the paddle boats on the other lake. And these two hippies come riding down on a horse-drawn wagon. And they've got long hair blowing in the wind, and they're whipping the horse. And the whole entire wagon and horse goes sideways and rolls down this big, huge hill and lands in the lake, the little pond, the lake. I'm like, holy, whoa, that was incredible. And the Mountie comes, Canadian Mountie comes, gets off his horse and he goes, bang, and shoots the horse. Because the horse was all mangled and the poor damn horse was all broken legs, and he shoots the horse. And I'm like, holy shit, this is Canada. You know, and I'm sorry the horse died, you know, but and I was like, wow. I mean, might be the coolest thing I'm ever going to see in my life.
Oh my God!
Except for Racket Fire, it speaks.
Wow.
It's a good
It
one.
was a shame the horse died. You know, I mean, bang,
That's
whack,
a shame.
right
That's a
there.
shame. What happened to the
Hate to be so
knucklehead?
negative.
What happened to what?
What do you
What
say?
happened to the knucklehead?
Huh. What does Lenny
Oh, the
say?
knuckleheads. Lenny said, what happened
Yeah,
to
what
the
happened to the guys
knuckleheads?
that were driving the
The
wagon?
drivers.
What happened to the guy that was driving the wagon? Did the cops shoot him too?
You know, when I tell that story to my vegan friends, they hope that he did. But I guess they just took him away. But you know, I'm not sure what happened after the gunshot. I think my parents dragged me away and said, you know, I'm gonna go back to the trailer park where we're staying
Yeah, I
tonight.
guess so.
Yeah, that'd probably be a good time to make a haste.
Pleasant dreams.
Yeah. So
What?
Sue, one of our children of the lawn, wants to help Angus.
Oh, Sue wants to help. Yeah, we didn't get to the medicine problem.
Yeah. How do you guys
Okay.
get your
Well,
dogs?
Yeah, because I don't think what she does will work with your dog, or her head will break in
You
half.
know what? I have put it pills in cheese and those pill pockets, and he eats the cheese in the pill pockets.
Yeah,
and
but he
spits the
needs to
pills
know
out.
how to give pills to mouse.
I just opened
Yeah.
Remy's mouth up and put the pill way back
Yeah,
in
she
his
just
throat
shoves it
and
all the
shove
way
it
down
in,
his
and then I
throat.
give him a treat. And I give him 6 pills a day, 3 in the morning and 3 at night.
Yeah, he gets
every
a
day.
lot.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Did you try
Alright.
peanut butter?
Oh yeah. He knows.
Yeah.
Oh, he licks the
pill.
peanut butter and then spits the pill out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just so
get
that you
that
know,
one.
because he's
Well-
fastidious, then he comes and cleans his tongue on me.
With peanut butter. He has to get it off his tongue.
Can't you just crush it up and mix it and put the powder?
Yeah, I
in it?
do that. I do that. I do that sometimes too. But there's one pill where the doctor said, "Don't crush it up. He's got to take it whole." And I'm like,
That's the OxyContin.
Will she
Yeah,
let you
that's
open
right.
her mouth?
It's time released.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. Mouse did something yesterday. She's walking around the house, and I see a little red, bloody paw print around. So I picked her up. She was walking there. I picked her up, and I noticed her back right paw, the nail on the outside, the claw. She must have caught it on something and pulled it, and it cracked off. And so the bottom, her whole bottom of her paw was bleeding and everything, you know. So, but she was still walking on it. But then she started nuts, and she started to feel real bad and everything. And then she was hiding under the bed. I couldn't get her out. So today we took her to the vet. Fran and Stella took her to the vet today. And she just cracked the nail in half. So they took half the nail off and bandaged her up, and she's all right. But I got to give her these pills. And I give her a pill every
down
month
there.
for heartworm. But
Well, a lot of people are saying cheese. Carrie says cream cheese. They do have pill pockets, but I
Yeah.
guess it depends on the dog.
How big? If it's not a very big pill, yeah, hide it in a piece of cheese. Does she like cheese?
yeah, she likes cheese, but she does the same thing. She eats the cheese, and all of a sudden, boop, there goes the pill, you know?
So open her mouth up
Oh,
and put
yeah.
the pill in your
Yeah.
fingers and just shove it far
Just
back
push it and hold
then
her
give her a
mouth
treat
closed.
so it goes all the way down because she'll eat.
Yeah, Franny could do it, but because she's a Chihuahua, it's not a very big
Yeah.
mouth, you know?
Oh, those things will bite you.
Yeah.
And then there's that too. Another
Taco
side
Bell.
effect of the medication is they'll bite you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't stick my finger in a chihuahua's mouth.
Yeah, she's, no, she doesn't get very nasty. I don't know. I'll have to try it. Franny's done it before. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't
yeah,
trust those
depends
dogs.
on the mood.
You know,
So
today,
is it just an antibiotic to like prevent
Yeah.
or getting an infection where the
yeah. It's an antibiotic. And then there's another one we got to give her too. So after we get up the show, we got to try to give her another one.
Well, Well,
Probiotic.
I tried just shoving it down there first.
They work against each other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we tried before, and that didn't work. And then we actually.
Hey, I tell you what, that's one thing that I never got involved in was chemical, pills and shit.
Oh, Karen said that Lenny's coming through muffled.
Oh, and he's coming through muffled.
Yeah.
Well, he's
Yeah.
not squeaking at
Muffled.
least. He usually squeaks. He's not squeaking.
No, he's great.
No, but he is muffled. He sound. But I could interpret for you if you want.
You're a little
How's
5K.
that? Okay, check.
That's
1,
better.
2.
Much better.
Check. 1, 2.
That's good.
Okay, Angus. Red Dog says that he makes little peanut butter balls and he puts a pill in it and then he puts them in the freezer. But he's got a lab, and the lab gobbles it down.
Yeah. That's not a bad
That might be
idea
good.
either. That's not bad. I did the last one with a little bit of hot dog. So I sliced a hot dog and I put the pill inside it and try it like that.
That didn't work?
But what I got to do is I got to chase her, like I'm trying to get it from her, so she'll eat it quick.
Yeah.
So like, give me that.
What
Give
about
me that,
putting
give me
it
that.
in a meatball?
What?
In a meatball.
She's a chihuahua.
Okay, a little meatball.
A little meatball.
A Swedish meatball.
Yeah, one of
Let me
those
tell you what.
Chef Boyardee from the canned people.
Yeah.
When we got Remy, we decided to take him to puppy school, as there was a good place around here, and that's how we trained him was
Yeah,
with
they told us the Hormel frozen
Hormel
meatballs.
frozen
Meatballs.
Swedish meatballs.
Wow.
I don't
Yeah,
think they were Swedish.
yeah, they were little
Were
Swedish
they?
meatballs.
Yeah, well, so we bought them, and because that's what they did at puppy school.
And it was it worked.
Yeah, he loved
Right.
them.
Yeah, he went nuts.
You could train me with those things.
I'm trying.
Sit, Lenny, sit.
But I'll tell you one thing that I did that when I was training them that I will always do with my dogs forever is I whistle trained him to a coach's
A
whistle,
referee whistle.
and that's when after he learned all his tricks, all his walk, sit, talk, say hello. That's when I started to whistle train him, and I would let him go all the way to the other side of the property because if I had to scream for him, I'd last about 3 minutes, and then I'm like, so I have this referee's whistle, and I haven't blown the thing in a year. And I said, and I went doot doot doot, and he would bang right there.
Charging, huh?
Yeah. So the good news is, I don't know.
Yeah, you want to tell what else you did to him?
What else did I do to him?
Well, when he was a puppy, he didn't want him begging at the table, so he had a drone. And when he would turn on the controller, it would make this like high beep, 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 and it scared Remy. So every time Remy would come near the table, he'd go beep, 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 and it scared him. And now, whenever the microwave goes off, Remy runs and hides under the bed.
But
Permanent
he's very
damage.
well behaved in the kitchen.
Yeah, he is very well behaved in the kitchen.
I'll be back in a second. Be back in a second.
Okay.
You know, my
Hey, take your
landlord.
time.
Oh, you got me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, my landlord has this wonderful dog. He's about 1.5 feet off the ground. He's got like a boxer head, and so he comes out and he barks like 12 times at like 6:30, 7 in the morning. Luckily, I'm up at 5:30. But I open the door and I go, "Hey," and I just yell a little loud and go, "Hey," and he looks at me and he shuts up. Right. So one morning, about a month ago, I wake up, the dog is barking. And I get up out of bed and, I just said out loud to myself, I said, oh, I got to tell this effing dog to shut up. My phone comes on and says, here are some reasons why you shouldn't curse at your dog. Right? So the very
They're
next
listening.
day, I don't hear the dog barking. And I go outside and a guy on a boat, I live on a canal, the guy on the boat, there's like 4 people on it and they got the hands waving. They go, hey, your dog fell in the water and he's drowning. And I went, what? So I go over there and the dog is in the water and he climbed up on the rocks and he's shaking. And so I grabbed his collar and I'm holding him there. And my landlord, she came down and got in the water and we got him out. So now every morning The dog, I open the door and the dog looks at me and goes, "Don't worry, I'm not barking. You saved my life."
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Wow, that's pretty
cool.
good.
Yeah.
Phone came on and said, "Here are a few reasons why you shouldn't curse at your dog."
You heard about the talking dog for sale?
No.
Anybody? The talking dog? No?
I don't think
Guy's
so.
driving down the road. He sees a sign, talking dog for sale, 2 miles ahead. He says, what? Drive down the road, talking dog for sale, 1 mile. Talking dog for sale, next right. He pulls into this old farm, and the old farmer comes out and he says, you got a talking dog for sale? He said, yep, sure do. He said, how much you get for a talking dog? He said, $50. $50? He said, well, can I see him? He said, yeah, just go around the back. He's back there. And the guy walks around the back, and there's the dog sitting there, and he's, just kind of staring at the guy, and the guy's staring at him, and he's staring at the guy, and the guy looks at him, and he says, you talk? And the dog says, sure do. Been talking my whole life. He said, I've been talking since the minute I was born. And he said, the minute they found out I could talk, what did they do? They put me in the service. He said, for a while I was in the FBI. I got given from one dignitary to another. I was a gift to this one and that one. I would listen to the stuff, come back, they debriefed me, and that went on for a while. He said, and then they put me into local law enforcement. He said, hey, what a pain in the ass. Drug dealers, this, that, and the other thing. He said, I had to deal with all kinds of shit until I finally got shot, and they retired me to this old guy's house. Guy says, hang on a second. All right. Goes back around to the farmer and he says, listen, he says, I'm going to take him. He says, but why only $50? Guy says, that dog's a liar. He ain't never done any of that shit.
Oh, I like that one.
So we're ready for our pastures now?
Yeah. All right. Time for the weekend.
Oh, where's my hook? Wait a minute.
There you go.
Yeah, you see, because I got the DAT machine came, so I can start working on the end whistle record. I'm very excited. I gotta tell you, I'm very excited.
Oh, look, Angus, they might have alligators.
What?
Alligators.
I don't like that one.
Oh,
yeah.
They must have texted each other.
Don't let that go past you.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't text each other, but I saw Angus's, so I quickly grabbed one myself.
Now you're good
And
at
you
it,
just
man.
had one at the ready.
You just do it. It's awesome. It's just good. And I think that the fact that Lenny and now TJ both live in the pasture, they're like already prepared.
Well, this picture said Florida Keys, so
Yeah. I think that's just above the Keys in Homestead, in Everglades City.
Yeah.
Oh, where they have a race.
You got crocodiles and alligators living together.
Yeah,
Really?
we go get stone crab.
Yeah, we
crab
go
there.
down there for when stone crab is in season.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Everglades City.
It's very interesting that we took the alligator off the endangered species list. But I was reading in U.S. World News and Report magazine that in 1946, 47, the white-tailed deer was an endangered species. They're everywhere. They're running to your cars. They're everywhere. So I'm reading this, and he says the reason that there's such an overabundance is because in like 1949, 1950, they put them on the endangered species list because of Bambi, the movie.
Really?
Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
I read it in U.S. World Report.
But isn't it key deer down there? Don't you have the key deer, the little ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just hanging out with them last week. They come right up to you, it's like they come right up to you. And one scared the daylights out of Pearl. Came right up to her. She hissed, screamed at him. He didn't move. They don't move.
They're like big dogs, like the size of Remy.
You go to the supermarket and everyone's feeding them in the back of the supermarket. It's like you're not supposed to feed them, but everyone's feeding them,
And that's a cockatoo, right?
Oh yeah,
No.
Pearl's a
I mean-
cockatoo, a Malukan cockatoo.
Yeah, John's mother had a cockatoo. Entwistle's
Oh.
mother had a cockatoo named Lucy.
Yeah.
Oh really?
And it was she was in
Butter
a
and toast.
big cage, I mean, a big ridiculous place where at night, and you would have to put, get out of here, you. No.
Careful.
And he would John would put the sheet over the cage, right?
And she had a little peephole.
Yeah, she had
Oh yeah.
a little peephole, and we were there was a routine. You'd cover up Lucy and then take the dogs for the walk around the whatever it is, and then you're done. And night's over, or that part. And so Lucy had eaten a little hole in the thing so she could peek out. John got the torch, also known as the flashlight, and shines it in the light, and all of a sudden you hear bang!
Do you know that I've seen this on the Animal Planet the last 30 years? I've read it in magazines that Winston Churchill had a parrot, and when Winston died, and they put his parrot in the museum, the Winston Churchill Museum, but they had to remove the parrot because the parrot in Winston Churchill's voice. Now I don't like cursing too much on the internet, but I gotta paraphrase Winston. In Winston's voice, the parrot would say, fuck Stalin. Fuck Hitler. But in Winston Churchill's voice, the parrot would also say, and fuck Roosevelt too.
Whoa. That's probably why they shut that down,
I've seen
right?
that story 3 or 4 times in newspaper print on the Animal Planet. So I don't know. But it's interesting.
The
That's
original
funny.
open mic.
Very interesting, very interesting.
Oh, yeah.
I
All
know.
right, well, that does it for our show.
Oh, that does it?
tonight.
You want me to tell him the frozen parrot story? No, it's okay.
Wait a minute.
What?
I got a joke.
Oh!
Lenny.
Okay, the boy with the salmon shirt, please.
I haven't told this joke because I only heard it the other day. Back in the 70s, the Rats were playing a club, and somebody put on the internet this joke, just a joke. So, I'm up on stage. A bunch of guys are at the club, at the pub, and they're there for the annual Best Toast contest. And as usual, a couple of guys get up and they give their toasts, and then Bill gets up and goes, "Here's to spending the rest of my life between the legs of my beautiful wife." And all the guys go crazy. They think it's the best thing they ever heard. And he wins the Best Toast contest. The next day, he runs home. He's very proud about it. And his wife goes, "Oh, that is so wonderful, Bill, that you won the toast contest. What did you say?" And he goes, "Here's to spending the rest of my life going to church with my beautiful wife." And she goes, "Oh, that's wonderful. I love you. You're such a good man." The next day, she's in town and she bumps into one of his buddies. She goes, I heard that my husband won the toast contest. I think it's wonderful." And the guy's like, "Really?" "Yeah, but what I don't understand is that he's only been there twice. And the last time, I had to pull his ear to make him come."
Oh,
That was good, buddy. That was a good one.
that was very good. Yeah,
It's a pretty good joke.
I think that's
Yeah,
excellent.
Lenny.
I think we'll leave it on the high note then, my friends.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's excellent. Well, listen, guys, have a great
Have a great
weekend.
week, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See you, Joe.
You all.
Good night, Lori.
Thanks,
Good night,
TJ.
Lori.
Bye.
Welcome.
Bye,
Thank you,
Steve.
Angus.
Bye,
Bye,
Steve.
Mousy.
Thanks,
Bye, children.
Steve.
Bye,
Benny,
my
Mom,
wheelchair friends.
Mouse,
And Angus.
Joe.
Happy
I love you
President's Day.
Hi, Lori.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Oh, where
I
am
can't get out of here.
You'll get out. There he goes. There they go.
Okay.
Oh man, I do love Friday,
Yes.
especially because it's like right before Saturday. I mean, what a great thing, Friday.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, and it was a fun night tonight.
It was a fun night tonight.
Yeah.
So yes, guys, the other piece of news that I had was we have a DAT machine. So the making of the Entwistle collectible set begins tomorrow. Ooh, I hear the sound. And this is tonight's.
Oh, Carrie's pissed. She wanted the frozen parrot story.
You want the frozen parrot story?
No,
I give it.
Coffee shop.
You want the frozen parrot story? It's very simple.
Okay.
Lady goes to a pet store. She says to the guy at the pet store, she says, I'm old. I need something to keep me company. I can't take care of a dog. I really don't know what to do. Church going old lady. Guy says, I have this talking parrot. You're going to love him. He's perfect. He says all kinds of things you're going to love. He's going to keep you company, and you don't have to do a thing. Just fill his, dish or whatever. So she takes him home. She says, hello, Polly, want a cracker? And the parrot goes, eat shit. She says, parrot, I'm not going to have you talking to me like that in my house. If you do that again, I'm going to have to punish you. And he says, yeah, eat shit. So she takes him and she puts him in the freezer. He's in there and he's starting to shake. She takes him out of the freezer, puts him back on the counter. He's shaking. She says, I hope that taught you a lesson. He goes, eat shit! That's it. She puts him back in the freezer. He's pacing back and forth, trying to stay warm. Ice is forming on his wings. And she takes him out and she says, no, parrot, I'm not going to give you another chance. I'm trying. I won't tolerate that. And the parrot looks at her and he goes, eat shit!
Then he says, this is a funny joke no matter how many times he's told it.
So she puts it, well, Carrie's never heard it.
Right.
So she puts it in the freezer, right? And now she leaves him in there so long that his eyes start to adjust to the darkness. He's walking around in there trying to stay warm, and he comes on a frozen chicken, and he says, oh, God, what'd you do, ask for a blowjob?
Ba-dum-bum. Okay, so Monday night we will have Brad Congress.
Oh, yes, that's right. The history in rock and roll, whatever. We call it something different every week.
Right.
But it's
it'll
fun.
be Brad and Colby.
And it's Brad and Colby, so it's good. And Dr. Clockus is there.
And Carrie's laughing at your jokes.
Oh, good. Okay.
There you go.
That was a private show just for you at everybody else's expense, you selfish
Ah,
shit.
Liddy was in the room.
I know he was, because he loves that joke, even though I've told it too many times.
Okay.
So, if I don't see you in the future, I'll see you in the pasture.
Good night, everybody. Have a great weekend.